Here we go. Hello everyone, Lewisffitch here, and today we are doing a huge video. I've done countless videos before in the past where I've done collection videos, update videos. You guys can look through my channel and see that, but today we are doing everything from start to finish. Really? Okay. You want to sit down though? Sit down. Right, so are we going to restart this again? Right, so this is super exciting. Got my assistant Frank here, who's been with me for quite a while now. So here we go, look at this. Look at that. Made a list, handwritten list. I went through all my videos, tried to remember all of the animals I owned from when I was about 13, 14 years old. So I'm 24 years old now, so it's over 10 years of looking after animals and keeping them and so forth. So, number one, we have Godzilla, the bearded dragon. Now as you can see here to my left, I've got some beardies, that's not Godzilla. Godzilla was my first, as I said, when I was 13, 14 years old. Went out and got Godzilla, pretty much the first ever reptile video where I introduced myself and who I was. I had Godsy in the background. So, moving on, we're going into the snake sector now. So we just had the beardie. We're going for Rosie. Now Rosie was my first normal ball python female that I bought from a expo that was being held in the village or town where I lived. I was just with my dad and we just went in there and I was like, I've just been looking at them, I want to get one. Got one for 40 quid. My mum didn't know anything about it, and yeah, that was an interesting evening, that's all I can say. So Rosie's still with me. She's upstairs in the IKEA snake rack. If you want to see that video, you know what to do. It's one of my most popular videos. So if you want a cheap snake rack that you can do in the UK, check that video out. Okay, so moving on, we've got Marvin, another ball python, a pastel or pastel, quite a yellowy tinge, a male. He's still with us, don't worry. He's pretty huge. He's one of the biggest ball pythons I've got, and he's actually a male, which is interesting. And he's still upstairs in the snake rack, and he's doing awesome. Sorry, we're going into arachnids now, and we've got Dave, the tarantula chili rose. Just to let you know, I will be putting pictures and little videos as I'm talking through, so you guys can actually have a look. Also, once again, go on my channel, look through my older videos. They're a little cringy, but it will have all these animals that I'm mentioning here. So, Dave unfortunately passed away. Can't really remember. I know that's terrible, but I've had so many, I can't remember. And then we had Stig, the Emperor Scorpion. So I went right into the arachnid sector straight off the bat. So I had quite a variety. Okay, moving on. We have Ziggy, boa constrictor, largest snake that I owned. Unfortunately passed away about 6 months ago now. So I had her for about 8 or 9 years. And she started to sort of roll on her side, and I took her to the vets, but before I could even get her there it was too late, and they said that it was sort of a snake equivalent of, was it herpes, I think they said. It's just something that they can catch, and if you can't deal with it or remedy it in time, then that's the end of the snake. And if you can, they most likely won't get it again. So it's like chickenpox in humans. That's what I was told anyway, so that was a real shame. So moving on, we now have a different, we're going into the amphibian sector now with Boris, the albino Pac-Man frog. Got this one in the post, which I thought was kind of crazy at the time. I think I must have been about 15 or 16 again. There is a video called Unboxing of my albino Pac-Man frog, funnily enough, and that's on my channel. That's quite a big hitter. So please do have a look at that. And yeah, that's a video I sort of asked people to name the frog and so forth. Frida going on, king snake, so a different type of snake. Still got Frida, she's upstairs in the snake rack. She's definitely full size now, female, and she's a Californian king snake, so she's really she's white and black. Okay, now, as you can see, I don't know if you can see, if you look at, from Frida here, all the way down, this is the arachnid obsession that I had. So this is where I was watching all sorts of people. I watched a Canadian guy, and I cannot for the life, I think his name is just Tarantula Guy. and then a year after it, maybe 1978 or something like that, I'm not too sure. But it was him and another Canadian, I think, 2 Canadians that had hundreds of tarantulas, and I was just completely obsessed. I was watching them constantly, feeding videos. I was like, oh my God, there's so many different types of tarantulas. They look so easy to look after, and God, that'd be so awesome if I could have a collection to myself. So this is where, yeah, I start to have a bit of a, let's say, a problem or an addiction. Here we go, we're going to go through these quick. So we've got Brazilian Black, we've got an Aphanopelma calcodes, which is the desert blonde. Majority of these were spiderlings, by the way. OBT was a juvenile, that was crazy, that OBT, the orange bitey thing. We've got the Brazil stripes, the Choco golden knee, which is the Grammostola pultripes. Mexican red, I got that as a sling. Tiger red rump, the white striped bird eater. And then I was obsessed for some reason, I do not know why to this day, while I was obsessed with G. roseas, which are Grammostola roseas, also known as the chili red or the Chilean red or whatever you want to call them. I've got 4 slings, which are spiderlings, 4 of those in one order. And that is another video on my channel, which I think is titled 6 New Teas. So if you want to check that out, feel free to. A H. gigas and an Avicula versicolor. And Avicularia versicolors are absolutely amazing, and they look awesome. And they're just really blue. They're proper blue. Something within these tarantulas that I've written down is bean weevils. Now I don't know if they still sell bean weevils. I don't know if they sell bean weevils outside of the UK. Anyway, so moving on, we have, this is something different, the Edge all-in-one fish tank. Now I have this as a video on my channel as well, just dedicated to the Edge. This, I do not know why I got this. This was really silly. I think it's because downstairs we had a huge family fish tank, and I thought to myself, I want my own one up in my room. So I decided to get this heavy all-in-one fish tank with rocks in it, and I decided to plonk that on top of this one. This Vivarium here, not this one, this one's quite new. This one here. And what's happened, you can't see, but it's actually bowed slightly at the front, and also there's water damage because I had a fish tank on top of it. Stupid thing to do, don't know why I did it. I moved some of the fish that I had at the end into the family tank, and then I just thought to myself, let's just empty it out and sell it. And I actually did sell it, I managed to sell it. Okay, something crazy, this one's quite good. I've got a couple of videos on this one that are doing quite well on my channel, so please feel free to check it out. And it's dubia roaches. I'm just going to take a drink because I'm getting quite dry. Okay, so dubia roaches. Got a great story for you on this one. So I wanted to go and start breeding dubia roaches. So I went on this site called dubiastartupcolony.com or something in the UK, and I thought I want to save money. So what I'm going to do, I've got tarantulas, I've got bearded dragons, I've got geckos as well, which I'll go on shortly. So I've got a lot of animals that can eat these, and they're quite clean compared to crickets and locusts. So I thought I'm going to get them and I'm going to start breeding them under my bed in a little box with a heater in it, and I'm going to have some cat biscuits for food, and going to have some water gel and everything. And it actually went really well, surprisingly. It actually got to a point where it got out of hand, and I did a count. There's a video where I do a roach colony count, and I do just a rough count of how many I've got. I know I'm saying count a lot for some reason. And yeah, I had about 700 in that small container of about this size. So if you guys are interested in dubia roaches and you want a good money saver and high nutrition for your pets, I do recommend dubia roaches. I don't know if that site is still up, by the way. If you're in the UK, I'm sure there's an alternative that's out there right now, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Anyway, so moving on. So dubia roaches, that's done. Moving on, we've got another snake, another boa constrictor. So this boa constrictor is up in this one that you can't see, and that's Zelda. And I got her when I was in my old house. So I've been in this house for 3 years. So she's about 5 years old now, I'd say, 4 or 5. March 14th, look at that. So 4.5 years. Zelda, female. Morph, normal. She's a bit of a nutter. She's a really aggressive feeder, and I have no idea why. So she's quite difficult to hold, and she likes to really just, anything that goes by, she likes to lock on and thinks it's food all the time. So I'm trying to deal with her and trying to tame her a bit, because I don't know why she's such a nutter, but there we go. So these guys you can probably see, I don't know if you can, they're brother and sister, Luna and Thorn, bearded dragons. I don't know if I've actually mentioned these in any of my videos before, which is kind of crazy because I've had them for at least 4 or 5 years now, which is crazy. So I might do a video on those guys. They're pretty cool. They're brother and sister. I'll be happy with them. Then I went a bit weird. I went into a mode of getting hamsters, which is kind of crazy because I had snakes, but I had hamsters right next to snake enclosures, which is very interesting. I never, by the way, just a disclosure, I never bred hamsters and fed them to snakes or anything crazy like that. Moving on, we have the crested gecko I spoke about earlier, called Gex. Gex is from a PlayStation 1 game. If you don't know it, then you've never lived. Crested gecko, awesome. I'm going to get another one of these. I will do, letting you guys know. I absolutely love my crested gecko. Awesome animal, and I definitely will get one again. Moving on to a large G Rosea. I've got another G Rosea. I don't know why I've got so many G Roseas. Called Divina, because I had Dave before, he passed away, so got Divina. Then I got a desert tail scorpion, which is a step up from the emperor scorpion. Quite vicious, uses a stinger a lot to take down prey and stuff. Pretty cool animal. We're getting to the end of the video now. So we've got the Powerpuff Girls. It's 3 Mojave females that I've got, and they're ball pythons, and they're called Buttercup, Blossom, and oh my god, I can't remember the other one. That's terrible. Bubbles. So we've got Blossom, Buttercup, Bubbles. 3 Mojave females, about 2.5 years old now. They're not full size yet because I don't tend to power feed them. I feed them maybe once every fortnight. So moving on, we've got an albino male ball python, which is Albus. Lesser ball python, which is male, and that's Paul. So Paul's a lesser, he's cool. One of my craziest morphs that I have, it's probably not that crazy nowadays because there's so many of them. That's a butter spinner, so butter, spider and pinstripe ball python that's a male, and that's Jim, I call him Jim, quite easy. And that's it, that's everything. I think crazy when you go through the videos over 10 years ago, my channel was 0 and now we're hitting like 1,300 subscribers. I know it's not a lot, I probably wanted more, but over the past 2 or 3 years I haven't really been producing that much videos, and I'm definitely not producing that much to do with reptiles and stuff like that, and I understand that that's my main source of viewership. I completely get that. But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to slightly lose more and more interest in reptiles and stuff like that, which is a shame. So I really enjoyed that, guys. That's pretty awesome. This list is mega long list. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Really appreciate it. Please make sure to like, comment and subscribe if you like the content. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Catch you later.